A chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home when there's no one to pay the fees and no one to say good night. Are you gonna pay those HOAs now and then? Hello, YouTube. We're gonna step out of our comfort zone on today. Hey, God, before everything, I am Miss Red. How you doing? I stumbled across something today. Of course, there are a couple of things that come before my foolishness. Like, for instance, now they say that P. Diddy is, I'm burping like hell. Wait, hold on a minute. How y'all doing? Hey, Jesse. Shirlene. Desire Coco. Heartstring. Fraser Laurie. How y'all doing? Listen. Puff Daddy is not, I don't know why he would kill himself. It don't make no damn sense. Everybody in that industry, it seems like, have fought cases. They all been to prison. It ain't no thing to be locked up where he want to kill himself. So that's what they're running. Probably this is a play to get him a little bit better housing, because at this point he's just in a federal lockup. Nobody to talk to except for maybe the person in the cell next to him. He's in there by himself. So he probably wants to get to either a medical facility. I don't know that the Fed even has facilities that are going to keep him in the lifestyle to which he's accustomed. I don't know where he's trying to get to, but he wants to get out of that SHU program. Okay. So I don't think there's any danger at all of Puff Daddy murdering himself. It just ain't going to happen. We don't do that. Right? If anything else, it gives him street cred. All this shit has finally come to roost. What's going on, people? Sing your song, Boo Boo. Uncle Boo Boo. Even when. Such a sad story about Luther Vandross. He should have been a superstar with that voice. I was watching your old video of you singing Love the White. Ooh, don't be angry. Don't be sad. Don't sit crying. I talk about the good times you had when there's a girl sitting right next to you and she's just waiting for something to do. And there's a rose. I love to sing. Back Down Memory Lane. The title looks juicy. Well, Gary came on today. Y'all know Gary with the T works with Ricky Smiley on the Ricky Smiley Show. He has been with him for years and years, but he also has his own channel. And so I want y'all to hear what I heard, how he starts off his page on today. And I want y'all to tell me if y'all can identify what Gary has in common with Jay Wilson. Let's see.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood, and you know what? We are still neighbors. You know what? I mean, we were trying to move, but honey, I mean, you know, they say you can't move because you got to pay your HOA. So what it means, you got to pay your HOA. That means, honey, you can't move until your HOA is paid. That's your homeowners association fees, and mine is very expensive. So,
you said a word. You put a word on him, baby. So Gary's saying that he has been telling his people that he was moving. He was packing up and getting ready to go. Obviously, he is a homeowner if he has an HOA fee. But apparently, Gary has not been paying those HOA fees. And now, as he's packing up to leave his condo, I assume it's a condo or a house, whatever it is, He can't leave. Why can't he leave? Because he has not paid his HOA fees, Jay Wilson. This is all we're saying, brother. You cannot leave that house until you pay them white people their money. They're not letting you escape, honey. I don't know how you thought that you could get away with not paying your HOA fee for at least 5 years. You've only been in the house 7, although you keep growing the number 7, 9, 12. Now I think he's up to 13 years even there. It's the same old house, and no time has passed. Correct? So I just want to say, at least Gary is honest enough to come and say what the issue is, right? He's got to. No, we don't know if this is a dog whistle to Ricky Smiley telling him that he can't move because he owes this money for this HOA fees. Now Ricky Smiley, being his boss and also his friend for many years, may see that. I'm sure people will tell him about it. Oh, did you know Gary didn't have the money? Did you know Gary needs a loan? All this old shit. So we don't know what his motivation is. But Jay Wilson, we just want to bring it to your attention. All of your bragging, you still got to settle up your debt, or you cannot move. If that house is sold that you keep bragging about, if it is sold, the first people who are going to get paid are the people with the liens on the house. You know you ain't got but a teeny weeny bit of equity in that thing, child, right? So all that's going to be usurped because you have a second mortgage and you owe all these fees for years. How could you, Jay Wilson, get up every morning and walk out on those people's lawn knowing that you haven't paid? Don't you think the other persons that are a part of the association, don't you know that they're aware that you are not paying your fees and you haven't been paying your fees and you've been there? You're a deadbeat as far as your HOA fees go. So Gary, it's just a word, honey. He's just letting you know. What y'all think? Do y'all think Jay Wilson should pay his HOA fees? I mean, when the tea came out, Jay Wilson, that you haven't paid them in 5 years. I mean, you can imagine what the debt to that property is. And a second mortgage? Come on, man. You're locked up. Locked up. They won't let you out. So any plans, you keep bragging about you don't get the equity, you won't get the equity, and you're trying to find justification for you having a house, even though you ain't got no family. I want you to pay attention to when people are talking to you. Right? Okay. Gary's dad left him a lot of money. Gary's dad left him a lot of money. Well, he better use it for them HOA fees. Hopefully he made something on the house, but they won't let him sell it. He can't sell it and he can't leave, according to Gary. We have to play that again just so we know we're getting educated here. Right, Gary? Help us out, brother.
Yay, Media Group. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. And you know what? We are still neighbors. You know what? I mean, we were trying to move, but honey, I mean, you know, they say, you can't move because you got to pay your HOA. So what it means, you got to pay your HOA. That means, honey, you can't move until your HOA is paid. That's your homeowners association fees, and mine is very expensive. So
he said his is very expensive. That means he ain't been paying it. I can't imagine he's no 2 months behind, honey. So apparently you can get quite a bit behind on the HOA. They're not worrying about it because they say, well, you're not going nowhere until you pay us. Mm-hmm. Better get my money. Bitch, better get my money. People, what else is in the news today? Who is this fool? They got this fool in North Carolina running for governor, right? So he got exposed yesterday. He said he's a black Nazi. All of this racist talk sounding like a white racist, except for he's not white. And he's the lieutenant governor of North Carolina. How in the fuck that happened? This is a self-loathing coon, has wormed his way into politics. Now they're uncovering, since they're in the race, he's basically given up North Carolina as far as the Republicans go. Who's going to vote for somebody like that? You over here, you've been talking shit about transgenders all this time. You're against transgenders. You think they are, if they got a shit and piss, go do it in the bushes like a dog, right? You have all this shit to say about trans people. And then they find out that you have expressed on these porn sites, governor, lieutenant governor, porn sites, how your fascination with transgender people. This is not the first time we didn't caught these fools with the draws down. The hypocrisy is staggering, correct? And he refuses to leave. It is amazing that this fool, Donald Trump, compares him with Martin Luther King. Why does Donald Trump constantly have Martin Luther King's name in his mouth even? Right? He's always trying to use him as reference. He thinks we're going to run to the polls and vote for his ass because he said the name Martin Luther King, and you're going to compare this goddamn freak, right? So the thing is, he talk all this shit about the trans people, but he himself has expressed that he enjoys the transgenders pornography. He loves that, and he goes into it, and he's on very, very filthy, nasty. Puff Daddy ain't got shit on him, because if he had the money, he'd be in the same predicament, correct? So he wants to criticize transgenders as the mean, and at the same time lust after transgender, right? So they didn't cover all this shit, but even more offensive than his obsession with transgender community as he bashes them is his attitude towards black people. Now, isn't there a big population of black people in North Carolina? And this man calls himself some kind of preacher. He's got a vile, filthy mouth. I guess these things have come from back, but it's so embarrassing. This is he might as well be in blackface. He is a coon, right? And this is the kind of black person that Donald Trump loves. He calls him a great person, and he says he's Martin Luther King 2.0. Now, why would you keep his name? You know how revered Martin Luther King is in the African American community. Why would you constantly invoke his name, Donald Trump? You are so out of touch. You don't know how some people would vote against your ass just on that alone, just for your disrespect, Donald Trump. So how you gonna wiggle your ass out of this one? Now, Trump says he doesn't put out that he doesn't want the man in his vicinity. In other words, he's not going to acknowledge the situation. He's not going to acknowledge that he thinks this black man who calls himself a black Nazi. That don't even sound right coming out of my mouth. But I guess these kind of freaks do exist. We have to exist. These weird people exist in society. You can only imagine if he's on all these porn sites, you can only imagine what his sexual proclivities are. You can only imagine what his fantasies are if he's calling himself a black Nazi. Correct? He hated Barack Obama, not only because he was a Democrat, but because he was a black man. Yet he wants to run. I assume that he's running around to these churches talking about power to the people, all this bullshit, child, when obviously he's an undercover coon. And that's the black person that Donald Trump is attracted to. That is the kind of black person Donald Trump is attracted to. These are the kind of people that the Republican Party embraces, right? They're probably doing slave fantasies and everything else. He said he didn't think slavery was a bad thing. And if they brought it back, he would own some. What is this nigga thinking? I mean, do you look in the mirror? I don't know how he even got as far as he has gotten. That's what liars they are. These Republicans, we are constantly catching them with their draws down. Constantly, honey. And it seems like the most homophobic ones are the ones who fight against homosexual people. They're self-loathing homosexual, closet queens, right? Out of all the porn that exists in the world, your fascination is with transgender. What's the difference between a woman and a transgender as far as porn goes? The dick. The dick fascinates you. So let's hope that these people in North Carolina will not humiliate themselves and disgrace themselves by electing somebody like that to be their governor. It is an embarrassment. You, sir, are an embarrassment. Gary knows better. Well, I have Gary's got a pretty good job with Rickey Smiley, right? So I don't know how long he's gone without paying his bills. And I don't know why you would come online and tell all these people that you haven't been paying your HOA fees, right? That's the same thing with Jay Wilson. I don't know how you can walk that dog in that neighborhood. I know they hate your ass. They got to. They're paying theirs, right? And when they see you ain't never paid it, I mean, what are you saying to us, Jay Wilson? You're better than us? I don't understand. It's bad. You already got a HUD loan, right? So your rent is already fluctuating with your income, which is changes every 2 or 3 days, correct? And you still don't even pay. So you're paying a whole lot less than we paying, and then you won't even pay your HOA fees. I'm just saying, Jay Wilson, the subjects come up. We have to address it. Like you said, the man put it on YouTube, and we gonna talk about it. It's on YouTube. As should Justin, you wouldn't be if you didn't boo. Wait a minute, you wouldn't be you if you didn't boo. Wait a minute, what's going on? Justin's here. Oh Lord, is he got another name? Justin Sanchez. Listen, that's Justin. Justin, do you have a last name? We gonna have to recommend some mental health for you, bro. Why are you somebody else with horns on your head? Now you're depicting yourself as the devil. The Uncle Tim Show co-host Goonies. Oh Lord, you gonna take over my channel and sit there looking like the devil? He wasn't serious. So Justin has revealed himself. He is the devil, and he is coming here to take over my my channel. And now he's saying he's the co-host. Goonies. Okay. Is that you, Goonies? The Uncle Tim Show co-host Goonies. Uncle Tim said it the other day at the end of one of his video live. Oh, I said you was kind of be the co-host. Well, I just said that you was here a lot, Justin. You have a multiple personality. See, one day all the moderators like you and all the people support you. Then the next day you over here putting horns on your head like you the devil and trying to take over my channel. No, what is the T? Are we seeing a little bit of bipolar schizophrenic? Oh, speaking of bipolar schizophrenic, what happened to Wiley? Does anybody know what happened to Wiley? I know some of y'all follow him. Hold on a minute. Make sure ain't nothing. Well, he wouldn't post it. He can't post anything. He's still in jail. Wasn't Wiley supposed to go to court yesterday? See, when they're celebrities, we find out just like that. We know everything about Puff Daddy, including what kind of oil he uses on his body. I have a theory about all this goddamn baby oil and lubricants and things, right? Because I already acknowledge those are drug addicts. He is definitely a drug addict. It's why he can have sex for these goddamn 2 and 3 days in a row, right? But drugs, most drugs, if you abuse them, will dehydrate you, right? So since he wants to film all these things that he does, apparently he has an extensive collection of films and videos that he uses to blackmail people and to have his way in addition to his pleasure. Can you imagine if all them videos had ashy feet, ashy knees, ashy elbows? No, if they are in there, they are dehydrated people. So they're all ashy. And that's why he feels like he needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Now, I don't know what the rubbing his baby oil into your body does. But in pornography, from what I understand, it is not uncommon for these people to oil their bodies down. Right? Or you could add him to his long list of kinky things he likes to do. The kink people comes from the drugs. That's where it comes from, honey. A normal person is not sitting up here flying people across the country to go and have sex for 3 days with them. Porn stars and all that shit comes out of his habit. That's why he was caught with drugs the day before he was to turn himself in. They probably figured he would be, because a drug addict, they do drugs. If they don't do drugs all the time, they're not drug addicts, right? So that might be a reason why he has all this baby oil. Now, I don't know if the baby oil was in one location. I can't imagine they are collecting baby oil from all over the country, putting it all together and say this is a total number of bottles. It sounds like these are all taken out of either Los Angeles or the house he put up in Miami. They had to be in one place. I mean, baby oil is not that important where you have to go and log it from all over the country. Correct? But I can definitely see a need for it. But I can see a need for 3, they come into the party. Let's say the party is 20 people. I don't think you're going to get much bigger than that. And he just passes out on the tables. You have lube on the tables. I'm sure everything is set up in an elaborate way. He has some of the scenes that I've seen, they look like Roman palaces, right? And each table has your lube on it, and you have your baby oil on it. And you have your buckets of rubbers. I'm sure that's part of the setup as you're coming into these, what he calls freak offs. If you had a white party all day, I would think you'd be exhausted. You want to go relax now. Oh no, that's when the party starts. What's going on, God, before everything? We're going to let Goonies give him enough rope to hang himself. At some point, we're going to fire his ass. So I don't know if he is taking down all these posts or the moderators are taking them down. You have to act right over here, Goonies. We don't entertain devils. And then you put a white face on your horns. Come on now. You sound like this dude, Mark Robertson, the lieutenant governor. Well, you just kissed your career goodbye, sir. And if you had any decency about yourself, or if you love this party of white people you love so much, you should have stepped down, because now they're certainly going to lose. They're in the South. Those are the Bible Belt. Is that in the Bible Belt? Well, they call the Midwest the Bible Belt, but the South too. Religious people, and you're supposed to be how you going to be a pastor? That's how he started. He called himself a pastor, right? And yet he's on all these porn sites. The hypocrisy. God, I long for the day when all that shit is going to be exposed. And these people ain't no better than nobody else. They're freaky. Ow, the freak of the week. They did the freak. Yeah. Walches, notches. He was not precautious when he did the freak with them. Baby, one of them transgenders you've been insulting gonna take a hammer out of her purse and beat the shit out of you, Chad. Right? Because if that porn excites you, then certainly the real life would excite you even more. Correct? Obviously, you don't have a problem with prostitution. So now, Puff Daddy is still crowding the airways, right? And I think people are missing another significant thing about his charges, because at the surface, his charges doesn't seem that serious, really, right? Except for, in almost every state, prostitution is illegal, right? So if you're flying somebody from one state to another to commit a crime, because prostitution is illegal, you're flying them across the states, then that is a federal crime. And that's what's going to get him in the most trouble, I believe. Right? They're not charging him with the horrible things, the way he beat these women and so forth. They're charging him with trafficking. What's trafficking? Moving a criminal event from state to state. It is almost the exact same thing as drugs, right? If I sell drugs and I'm here in California and I'm selling to people in California, I might get a violation or I get 16 months in prison. But if I take those same drugs and I sell them in Nevada or I sell them in Indiana or wherever, now I'm trafficking in drugs. So my charges go from 16 months to now is 25 years. You see what I'm saying? It is because prostitution is illegal. You're transporting people for an illegal purpose. It's automatic. I don't know how he's going to get around that. That's why he got to pay all these lawyers. Now, these lawyers, they don't give a shit. They get paid anyway. They're going to demand their money, honey. Up front. Big ass probably. Oh, and plus he big. Girl, we don't want to hear about no old, bald-headed, big fat man what his sexual proclivities are. It is disgusting. Keep it to yourself. Keep it in the closet. Zimbone Banditi. I said he want to get it on, but he's got to pay it. You a trick. That's why he on the porn site, right? Because he can't really get out there and do anything, right? Unless he pays. I don't know what lieutenant governor makes. He said he'd been married for a long time. Plus, it's nasty for the wife. Because she know that boy got a problem with porn. And if he got a problem with porn, he probably has a problem with prostitution. That means that there are people out there, prostitute or sex workers, to be kind, sex workers out there who knows a whole lot about him. He better get his ass on out the way and let somebody else run. I mean, we saw it with Kamala. She came up, what was it, 2 weeks? Vice president to run for president. It took about 2 weeks. Now let's see if you can pull it off, or the Republicans can pull it off. But that's been a Republican state. And it sounds like you're about to fuck the whole thing off because you refuse to leave. Bringing shame on your mama and daddy and your community. How they gonna look at you the same, black Nazi? What kind of shit is that? And you talking about freaky, those kind of people, you can only imagine what they do. You can only imagine whatever it is. I know he likes to do it with transgender women. So the only difference I can see is they got a dick. So why do you need a dick? Why is that a requirement? I just want to look at it. Yeah, right. Speak to a fool. Can we get a solo? Here, there we go. There we go. That big old ugly man. Child, these old people need to sit down some goddamn where. So they say that was 10 years ago. So maybe he was in his 40s then. Maybe he was a little bit lighter. That's just not a vision that I want to see, right? So what happens in the dark does, in fact, come into the light. These people running for these offices and all that, they got to know they got a track record. CNN went in depth, right? And these politicians, people who want to run for office, they know they have a past, right? But they're arrogant. And he's a coon. And the white people put him up there because for their purposes, whoever rich in that state, they wanted him in office. They want a black face in office. But I'm absolutely positive he's just a black face. He ain't got no power. They're the power behind it. And now you done cost them all that goddamn money. Guns alone, 15 years each for P. Diddy. 15 years to have a gun? Baby, they say they got more guns in America. They got more guns than they got people. Because some of them have 15, 16, 20, 30 guns. They collect guns, right? So considering what industry he's in and considering the violence in that world and him being at the top of the hill, it did not surprise me at all that they would have guns there. They have security there. Aren't they armed? How are they going to protect him against gangbangers if they're not armed? The situation is, why are the serial numbers filed off? That's just being dumb, right? If you're a superstar, you can hire security, then you should know better than to take the damn serial numbers off. That implies you intend to kill somebody. A gun's going to be used somewhere. I remember one time I got busted with a gun, right? Now I was a dealer, but I was never a tough guy, right? I was pretending. But you need something in the house when you're in that business. So when the cops came, they sent it's called ATF, alcohol, firearms, and whatever. And the man who had sold me the gun, I never even loaded it. I never even looked at it. I just stick it in this little safe thing that I made in my closet. There were no bullets in it. And the man told me, if this gun comes back dirty, you're going down, right? I didn't even get charged with the gun, correct? Because they could run the serial number and see that this thing has just been purchased. It's never even been fired. A lot of people have guns in their home, honey. I ain't got no problem with it. I hate the idea of these machine guns on the street like you're in war or some damn bird. I can't imagine any reason why you need to shoot people 70, 80 times. I can't imagine that. But so that part with the follow-up, but that's only what 2 or 3 weapons. A good attorney, well, it's still illegal. I don't know how much time that carries. I don't know if it carries 15 years and all that. Plus, he got the problem with the Shine guy now is coming out. I guess he's in America right now. He's in New York City. They drove him by the place where this incident happened. He's claiming now that he barely knew Diddy, although the reports say that he was his protege. In other words, always with him. He was part of his posse. But you got to understand that Diddy was, when they show them together, they look about the same age. And Diddy was a mogul then, or certainly the boss. Anyway, he's saying he's going to his records expunged. People say, well, if I can fight this thing again just to get my record expunged, I never did that crime. That's being retried now. According to YouTube, they can say anything. Justin is high yeller. Justin, why you high yeller? Yeah, he shows his picture. I think he's biracial. So I don't got no problem with race. That don't mean anything to me. But when you coming on here, you're the only white face on here, and you got horns on your head and talking about you my co-host, honey, I got a problem with it. So if you don't stop that shit, Justin, I'm gonna have, because some people come in here and they think, oh, he's the co-host. Oh no, it's no takeover, baby. It ain't nothing but a gangster ball. It ain't got. I've been singing that song all night. I'm just waiting for the feds to leak that list of the freak of the attendee. Well, okay, God before everything. I'm just waiting for the feds to leak that list of the freak offs attendees. That's the one thing that's missing. Of all this talk, they're still not bringing up other celebrities. Now, we know if you follow him and his record company, we know the people who are around him, right? They keep using Usher's picture. Many times they just put his picture in there, and that's enough. But do all the people at the record company, were they all a part of it? I mean, it was a company jam. If everybody's fucking everybody, right? So we know that J-Lo was with him when this incident happened, shooting that lady. But we don't know who's attending these freak-offs of his. Now, if the freak-offs were only for his pleasure, and he wanted to farm these girls out, including his girlfriend, Cassie, and he just wanted to see them getting gangbanged, he might not have invited a lot of other celebrities to the freak-off, right? Because it's all about him and his pleasure. We don't know. Now, of course, they're trying to bring up Jake's name again, which I don't know why I find that so offensive, though. Pulling people out the hat because they went to a daytime party with their wife, But internet is what it is. Uncle Tim, we want to see a picture of you being a gangster. Hey, it ain't nothing but a gangster ball. It ain't nothing but, nigga, this a gangster ball. It ain't nothing but party, doom, doom, doom. No damn gangster. If you read my new book, you'll see what kind of gangster I was, yeah. Most of my business was in one location, and the majority of the clientele were transgender women or working girls or other drug addicts. No, I was never down there with the hoodlums and thing. No, they play too rough. They play too rough. I think I was still a decent person then, when you're all high on shit, though, and I don't think I was ever a mean person. They all get that old scowl on their face, right, to look intimidating. I guess I must have had it, child. You had a desert ego yourself, but had to get rid of that because I'm 5'6", barely push 140 pounds. What's the Desert Eagle? Keep saying white face. You think all people. Justin, or Goonies, or whatever name you're going by today. I say, why is your face? You choose to be a cartoon. You're the one over here with glasses and horns on your head, man. You're making your own image, and then you're complaining about the image that you present. Right? If you want to be a black demon, you should have used the black face. I'm just saying. I don't know why you have to have these cartoon characters and things, man. He was as tough as his gum. He was as tough as his gums. I hate to admit it, but you're probably right, Brown. Now I can get along with the boys. I mean, I went to prison 10 times. I nobody ever hurt me or anything. I can get along with people, but if you treat people decent, it's all about respect, right? Yeah, everybody is not no gangster, honey. I never presented myself as that. If I said that, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Mm-hmm. Tough as his gums, talking that shit. I feel like a freight train. Next one to complain leads with a blood stain. Damn right I'm a maniac. You better watch yourself because I'm fucking shit up. Who's that, Limp Bizkit? No, I never liked guns. I don't even like playing with. I didn't even want to have one there, just that somebody had one for sale. And that shit, everybody was always selling shit, right? So that could have gotten me fucked up because I was a parolee at large, and a parolee at large with a firearm is a new case. But since it was a brand new gun, never been fired, no bullets in it, I didn't get charged. You got to remember, these people are going from hotel to hotel to hotel every night. They're doing a bang up business. When you get to the lockup, it's full every night. You a gangster? Oh, now Goonies is a gangster, just not a gang member. But they had gangsters long before they had gang. You think about street gangs? No, they want to be John Gotti. I was a sweetheart, I think. Well, I was like I am now, except I wasn't on dope. Dope never made me aggressive and mean and nasty and all that. Plus, meth is not like some of the other drugs. Them crack monsters, they'll bust you in the head with a hammer because you owe them $3, you know. So I wasn't in that world. Read my book, The Battle, and you'll see all about what it started. Even from the very time I first got here to San Francisco, all that is real. That's as gangster as I ever got. Only way you would use the term gangster is because you're doing business with certain kind of people. But they're gangsters, not me. You know, I gotta stop sipping water. You're supposed to drink water. Maybe I won't smack so much if I actually down the whole bottle. But I drink water all day now. It's all these pills I'm on. Well, all that gangster talk, that comes from the music, the rap music. It's Friday. It's Friday. So what's going on over here in the beef sector? I see there's been some beefs. I see Tracy and Brian. Tracy and Brian were going at it hard, man. Then I saw King Roman News. And who was the woman? Miss O. They were going hard. People talking about dead bodies and dead parents and children, and everything was thrown in. So I haven't been keeping up over there. Let me see if I can see anything. Hold on just one little minute here. Okay, Diddy close to making a plea deal. Okay. So Tisa says that Diddy's close to making a plea deal. Let me see. Okay, this is just the people talking about Diddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes on forever. 11, 12. So that's the hot story right now. Right? People are trying to put other people's faces in his thumbnails. This guy, Sean. Now, Shine, he's a politician, right? So what is he? I don't remember what he is. I don't know what they call themselves. He's a leader of the opposition or something. He's an intelligent man. But it sounds like he maybe wants to get his record expunged. Now, some people are saying that he was paid off for taking that time when he got out. That's why he's got was able to have the position he has now. But that's just us talking, YouTubers. The other person they're talking about is this embarrassing Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. His politics is a mess, man. We'd be paying attention to it only because it's so close to the election. Right? Y'all following a little bit? Hi, Miss Tracy. I just mentioned your name. Did you hear me? You and Brian. What's wrong with you and Brian, honey? You get the email I sent you, Uncle Tim. You sent me an email about I'll Be Sure and his son. No, I haven't checked my email today. We got to see. You said you like Goonies? If Goonies would just stay with one personality, damn, it's hard to keep up. Tracy, did you hear what happened with Wiley in court? Has he been sentenced or let go or whatever they did with him? I don't know how you would check on him because it's not going to be on his page. On Wiley's page, it's still the same thing that was on there the day he got busted. Why? Because he can't change it as long as he's in jail. I don't think he should come back online, really. But the man's got to eat. Okay, let's check with the Wiley show. He hasn't posted anything for 3 weeks. Out of jail and out of the hospital. Yeah, but that was a month ago. You've been back since then, buddy. Marquise Wallet, no. He can't post nothing because he's still in there. But it might be somebody who's following him. Maybe he's in phone touch with them or something. Nope, no word from Wiley in the last 3 weeks. So I strongly suspect, Tracy, that they may ban him like they did VS, because this thing that he did is directly associated with the internet and his channel, because he was filming everything. So that may be the first thing they take away from him is his ability to go live. He's mad because he's mad because he got blood clots. Who got the blood clots? Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at Tracy gonna get her point made, honey. Wait a minute. Thanks for the 5, Goonie. You are good with that. You put a color on it, baby. Goonie said, "You're gonna see me, baby. See me, feel me, touch me, heal me." You ever heard of Tommy? It was a rock opera, Goonies, and you know everything. Tell them about the mop stick in San Quentin. When I beat the shit out of that white dude, well, that was in LA County Jail, waiting to go to San Quentin. Yep, I certainly did my time. He is the leader of the opposition. Okay, he is the leader of the opposition in the Belize House of Representatives. So the opposition, that is an official post, government post, and the leader of the Belize United Democratic Party. Oh, he's the leader of the whole party? Why he going to involve himself in this shit? Well, I guess to expunge his name, he can get some publicity over here. I mean, maybe he'll make another record. Who knows? His music was pretty hard. His bail is $7,500. He has to come up with $750. Well, his people would do that for him if they think it'd benefit him. If there's somebody out there to collect it and all that. So it's been reduced to $7,500. He has to come up with. So you don't need to secure the $7,500. If you go to a bail bondsman, that's Diddy's situation. You got to put up equal value. But many states, I assume maybe Nevada too, all they want is 10%. You love Tommy? Tommy, can you hear me? Can you feel me near you? Oh, Tommy. He's a pinball wizard. He born to be the champ. A pinball wizard got such a flexible wrist. He's scoring more. That was Elton John. And they had in there, with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sit back and just enjoy. Boom, 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 boom. Sgt. Pepper's one and only Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sit back and let the evening go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, Peter Frampton sang that in Tommy. It's a Beatles song. Peter Frampton sang it. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I think the show was based on that. He's banned from all Walmarts. How you getting all this tea, Tracy? Lord, they done banned him from the Walmarts? Well, you can expect that. You can bring your ass back up in here. You see, he may think playwright. Oh, Gypsy, the Acid Queen, Tina Turner. Ooh, them legs was moving back in them days, honey. Oh, you really do remember it, Dante. I was talking about the mop stick. Ooh. Dan Robinson. From Danny Robinson. Oh, that's that woman who was following real close. Hold on a minute. With Sgt. Pepper's one and only Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sit back and just let the evening go. What was that woman name? Dan with an I. Dan I with a Robinson. Okay. Dan I Robinson. There she is. Dan I Robinson. Sector Drama. Jaguar Wright. Begging. Okay, me. No, it's not there. Uh-oh. She got Diddy Combs arrested. See, Wiley show in court. Oh, she got it all 3 days ago. Okay. We're going to check on that. The roommate. Ooh, they got the roommate interview and everything. All right. We'll look into that, Tracy. Maybe we'll be ready by our next show. Eric Clapton. Stop. No. Daughtry. They had everybody in the damn Tommy movie. Elton John. What was it? Another big group in there? Was Aerosmith in there too? A lot of people. They was in church taking the pills and liquor to praise Marilyn Monroe. Oh, Lord, have mercy. You've seen that recently, Dante. I don't remember that. They're taking the drugs in the church. Well, if the Republican Party would be honest, that's probably what they're doing, honey. Everything they're so against, it seems like people can't find this kinky. This sex is weird. They can find this, even if they hate black people. A white person, they're racist, they hate black people. They want to have sex with black people. It's the strangest thing, honey. The shit that they come up with. And when they do dope, it makes it worse. Big burly grown men want to put on your bra and all that old stuff. It gets pretty intense. But if you're going to run for office, maybe he didn't even know he was going to run for office when he was revealing what a freak he was. He was the freak of the week. Mm-hmm. But they talking about these parties of Diddy. Wasn't Rick James having a similar kind of parties? He was proud of his, honey. I don't know if he was flying people across the country, but I used to see him, Rick James, in his popular time. He always had a Rolls Royce with the top down, a car full of white women. Ow, he's the freak of the week. He did the freak, yeah. Watches, notches, he was so precautious when he did the freaking with them. I don't know how you're going to be running a business, though, and have that much time just to sit around having sex, girl. Ah, damn. How long does sex take? Is it 30 minutes or something? This dude was going on 3 and 4 days. With 1,000 bottles. These were 1,000. He had 1,000 bottles left. That don't include what he already used, honey. And what you need all that lube for? Women have natural lubricant. What you need all that goddamn lube for? Just in case. It's on the table too. You can imagine what the little side tables look like. Cabaret was better than Tommy. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to. I liked Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was my favorite one as far as rock concert kind of movies. What did they do? Okay. I don't really want to start the show, but I thought you might like to know they've been going in and out of style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile. So let me introduce to you the one and only Billy Shears, Sgt. Pepper. How'd you do? I see you've met my faithful handyman. He's just a little brought out because when you knocked, he thought you were the candy man. Don't get brought out by the way I walk. Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm not much of a man by the light of day, but by night I'm one hell of a lover. I'm just a sweet transvestite. Sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Let me show you around, maybe play you a sound. You look like you're both pretty groovy. Or if you want something visual that's not too habitual, we can take it in old Steve Reeves movie. I'm glad we caught you at home. Could we use your phone? We're both in a bit of a hurry. Wait a minute. I forget. Sweet transvestites, baby. Rocky Horror. I'm a wild and revolting thing. Frankenfurter, it's all over. Your mission is a failure. Your lifestyle too extreme. I'm your new commander. You are now my prisoner. We return to Transylvania. Prepare the transit beam. Don't play with me. Tommy, can you hear me? Can you feel me near you? Tommy? Oh, that's the guy. That's the one that played Tommy. Who played Tommy? Was that Daughtry? Or was it Peter Frampton? No, it wasn't Peter Frampton. Peter Frampton was Sergeant Pepper. You love the Rocky Horror? I've been making a man with blonde hair and a tan, and he's good for relieving my tension. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual. Roger Daughtry. Okay, that was Tommy. I might go watch it again. Those musicals, they're timeless. You can watch them at any time. Of course, my favorite musical, because I don't like music in general, except for Let Me Sing the Blues. She got him back. She feels so sad. Wants the world to know. Be quiet. Just what a blues is all about. The blues ain't nothing. Be quiet, you dang. You're so jealous. Why you get jealous of your daddy? Because nobody want to hear no doggy sing. Nobody want to hear no doggy lyrics. All right. Y'all who haven't seen that Rocky Horror, watch that. Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's very entertaining. And what they call a cult classic. The only thing annoying about it is when you go and see it in the theater, everybody has been following that for the last 40 years. They know every line in the movie. So they tend to sing with every song and to comment on everything said in the movie. I'm talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show. Where's your fucking neck? So they've added certain language that is not even in the movie because the guy don't have a neck. So, and even the straight boys come in drags. That's kind of funny. Go see it in a smaller theater. It's an awesome experience. You've seen it 10 times. Goonies. Goonies, don't you be telling these people you're my co-host now. You're going to give me a bad reputation. Now, who is this motherfucker over here with these horns on his head, girl? Oh, Uncle Tim is the devil. Oh, he representing the devil? I don't think so. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. I know every damn song in that if I even hear a hint of it, because I was 15 years old when Lady Sings the Blues came out. And the show, I still remember, it played at our theater, Uptown Theater, for 16 weeks. It was record breaking. So I know and I was Usher. That one in Superfly. Oh, you were really into it, huh, Goonie? You dressed up like 3 people? Were you the monster at the door? You're right. I'll get the master. Igor looking motherfucker. He was a rock and roll star too, I think. Anyway, people. So there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Y'all go over there and tell Jay Wilson that he cannot move. He cannot leave that house. until he pays those people his money. So he needs to be chipping away at that HOA. According to Gary, I don't know. Gary said he was packed up, ready to go. He thought he'd be moved by now. But they said, no, you cannot leave this place until you pay up every dime of the HOA like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And you know, in 5 years, Jay Wilson's got quite a bill. So you're stuck, buddy. Mm-hmm. It was Meatloaf at the door. Wild and revolting thing. Hit it in the mango ping. To let your party and your body rock on. We're going to shake into the sound of just gone, gone, gone. Keeps me safe from a traveling. Oh, on the day. I'll close with this. On the day I went away. Goodbye was all I had to say. No more lies. I want to come again and stay. Because I seen, oh, honey, blue skies through the tears in my eyes. And I realized I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home.